What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mags. So, of course, Newcastle United's first scheduled Premier League game of 2022 will be, of course, the game tomorrow against Watford at St James's Park in a 3 o'clock kickoff. And, of course, we're going to this game against a Watford side on pretty bad form. Of course, we're going to this game looking for the win as well. It's a vital game. We need to pick up the win, as if we do get the win, this will help us push up out of that relegation zone. Looking at the game, of course, looking at our side first, Newcastle, having made, of course, his Magpies bow in the FA Cup, Kieran Trippier is expected to feature against Watford and become the 248th player to do so for the club in the Premier League. Of course, following on from fellow new arrival as well, Chris Wood, who will push that total up again to 249th player to have featured for Newcastle in the Premier League. Callum Wilson, Isaac Hayden remain out due to injury. Federico Fernandez also yet to resume training, and Jamal Lewis as well, doubtful for the game. Paul Dummett is expected to be in the squad for the game against Watford. News on the availability of Dwight Gale, Kieran Clark and Fabian Shaw is still awaited. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to play for the in the game. Javi Manquillo as well will be serving the one match suspension triggered by his 5th booking in the PL against, of course, Man United. The postponement of our trips to Everton and Southampton and the fact that yellow cards aren't carried over to the FA Cup means that the defender must sit out our next Premier League fixture as well. And of course, there was fears that the likes of Martin Dubravka, Carl Darlow and Freddie Woodman were either injured or out due to COVID as well, because of publications of the training ground photos showing only, of course, Mark Gillespie in them photos. But it doesn't say anywhere, that all of the goalkeepers have to be in the photos, or all the players training have to be in the photos. So, that was just pure speculation going around that Freddie Woodman, Carl Darlow and Martin Dubravka were either injured or out with COVID, but it looks like they are fully fit and they, of course, are able to play if needed. Of course, Martin Dubravka will probably be in there in that starting 11 come kick-off tomorrow against Watford. Looking at Claudio Ranieri's side, of course, he's added 3 players to his squad this month. Left back Hassan Kamara, centre defender Samir, and defensive midfielder Edu Kambia. Sorry if I got that wrong, but he's added them 3 players to, of course, his squad this month. So 3 new faces in for Watford. Ben Foster, Emil Dennis, and Kiko Femina, and Christian Cabalas as well have returned to training and are now in contention for selection as well. Since beating, of course, Man United 4-1 at Vicarage Road in November, the Hornets have lost 7 successive Premier League games and were eliminated from the FA Cup by Leicester City last time out. Of course, 8 away games on the road in the Premier League have brought victories at Norwich and Everton, and 6 defeats and no draws for, of course, Watford. Former Magpie loanee Danny Rose as well has been told that he will no longer be considered for first team selection at Watford. And of the other trio of St James's Park old boys, only Musa Sissoko is getting a regular game with Watford, with both Rob Elliott and Dan Gosling dropping out of view for Watford. Ismail Sarr as well remains unavailable due to an injury that prevented him from representing Senegal in the African Cup of Nations. The referee for the game will be Paul Tinney, Lancashire official who took charge of Newcastle's sole win this season to date at home to, of course, Burnley. That was the most recent of his 3 Magpie appointments this time around, following on from a 2-2 home draw with Southampton and a Chelsea 3-0 victory on Tyneside. On VAR, it's going to be the Australian Jared Gillette. Looking at the previous meeting of course, Watford against Newcastle at St James's Park last season was, of course, a 1-1 draw with Fabian Schär scoring the only goal in the game for Newcastle. The previous season to that, of course, was a 1-0 win with Jose Perez scoring the goal, and before that was two losses in the 15-16 season, a 2-1 loss with Daryl Janmaat scoring the goal in the game, and a 3-0 loss in the 17-18 campaign, of course, to Watford. And we've just got to go into this game. We've got to go in with the right mentality. We've got to go in looking to pick up the 3 points here. This is a must-win game for us, and we've got a whole bunch of must-win games coming up. We've got, after this game, we've got the game coming up against against Leeds in the league. That is a must-win game. Of course, we've got the game against Everton as well in February coming up. So we need to start getting wins on the board, because we need to start pushing away from this relegation zone. If we get the win against Watford, and then of course Leicester and Burnley's game works out, which unfortunately turns out that now Burnley won't be able to play that game against Leicester as they don't have enough players to play the game. Could that be maybe because we signed Chris Wood from them? We don't know, but they're now saying that Burnley Leicester game won't go ahead. So that is a game that we'll have to wait and see what happens when that does get replayed, what happens with the result in that game. But we need to win this game against Watford tomorrow in that 3 o'clock kickoff at St James's Park. We need to get the 3 points in the bag, and we need to push away from this relegation zone battle that we're currently in. We're currently 19th in the table. We have 11 points, I believe it is. So we need to start pushing away from this relegation zone now, and we need to start building up that momentum and moving away. And the new signings in Kieran Trippier coming in, hopefully he'll get that service working to Chris Wood as well, which will be absolutely fantastic if they can start getting that service working together. Them balls coming in from Kieran Trippier, Chris Wood getting on the end of them. That is what we want to see. Of course, we want to see, the goals getting scored, and that is the only way it's going to be able to be done, is by getting that service into the likes of Chris Wood up top to be able to put away the chances. He's already scored 3 goals this season for Burnley. Hopefully, he can get 3 goals or double that. It would be nice to see him get double figures for us, and it would really help with push away from this relegation zone that we're currently in at the moment. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, remember, like, share, subscribe to the channel as well. Hit that scan over here for the barcode, and of course it will take you straight to the subscription page to subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, and it only takes a second to scan the code, and it will take you straight there to subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss another 100% Max video. But until next time, I'll see you all later, and however that.